Good morning, and today's going to be Queen 9 offsuit. We are at a 10 NL game, and our gun open raise is to 5.5, and then the small blind calls. That's a large raise first in. So let's just first look at ranges. I've got 13 hands on him. This is about all the info we have. 4-bet range with ace 10, limp called raise with 4s. He's playing 54% of the hand so far. So 7 out of 13, 33% in early position. Just kind of overall, I'd probably give him a range something like this. I had a bunch of these suited low cards. I don't think so. I think what we're looking at is, big cards. Contemplating like, your ace X hands as well. And that kind of frees up some of these weaker hands. That he might not be raising with, but I think that 5.5 big blind has something, has some revealing aspects to it. So if it was just a standard, let's say 2.5, 3 big blind raise, I'd include all of this, but he raised large. And I think what that means is that it is hands that are somewhat vulnerable, and he doesn't really want to see flops come with them. So hands that maybe he has played in the past and lost a lot, and now he's like, if I'm gonna play this, I'm gonna really raise big. And I think that just kind of narrows ranges down. Something maybe like this, kind of thinking like the ace jacks, queens could be a possibility too. I kind of think like king queen, ace king, those are all just gonna be regulars, but like ace queen, ace jack suited, those could all just be kind of raising big just to try to force people out. So this is like a really small range, but I think we're gonna go for it just because of the size. And then this other guy, I think, has your pocket pairs and has some of these some speculative hands. We do have to recognize that this is a large preflop raise. So with the large preflop raise, he is going to probably tighten up his hand. So he's got called 2-bet friend blinds, includes aces and queens, king jack suited, ace 8-7 suited, king queen off, queen jack off, 8-6 off. So kind of expect a 3-bet to come with some of these better hands. And maybe I could scale it and say that maybe 50% of the time he would be calling with those instead of raising. Kind of same thing with ace king. Ace king, I think I'm going to set to like 75. There we go. To just something where he calls. So we're going to go with it. Let's see what we get. Jc7d4d8 2 diamonds. He's going to miss quite a few. Obviously, he's going to have like mid pair. So goes check, and that is, so I'm expecting this guy to check everything. He does donk flop 50%. Let's see if we've got a notes on here. Donks flop with top pair are better. Donks paired flop without trips are better. Don't really have much on here. Maybe he does it with jacks. We'll say we have 100% of his range. Now this guy, I'm going to say top pair, over pair would have all bet. Sets would have bet. But this looks like it's like 8, 9, 10. Those mid pairs. I think the flushes would have been betting. So I'm just going to say we're at a hand like that. All of the other hands should have been betting. All right, 8 of hearts. That can connect. Let's see what happens. All right, so we had a bet and then we had a call. So we had a bet. So this could be top pair plus. Could be setting up a attacking weakness. We're just gonna use top pair plus. Be consistent and say, you know what? It's too many times I've been optimistic that player like this is betting with a draw, with a straight draw or with a diamond draw, and too many times I call on the river when they bet again, only to be shown that that jacks, pocket jacks, or pocket queens or something like that. So I think that's gonna be a bet, and then he calls. So I think there could be a set. He could just call with a set here. And if he doesn't believe him, he's calling with those under pairs, with 9s and 10s. And that would be a gut shot. It would be, 9s or 10s would be your gut shot draw. So 10 of diamonds gets there. So the flush gets there, the gut shot gets there. It goes check. 11. This guy goes check. I think that kind of eliminates a flush. Kind of think the set might still be there. Say maybe 50% chance that he would have bet that. Two pair I think is probably just going to be a check. Over pair, top pair is probably just going to be a check. So something like that. This other guy checked, so that's going to eliminate the straight, which just kind of leaves like a set. And I could be way off of here. But we'll see. So he's got queens. This guy's got queens, so we have that over pair. And this guy shows 2-7. So, yeah, we were just way, way off. Which is interesting that, we're going with patterns, with bet sizing. We try to incorporate that into our reads, and obviously this did not work. So he RF5, 5.5 big blind under the gun with 7-2 clubs. He is in position. He check and then called 100% and then check on a jack of clubs, 7 of diamonds, 7 of 4, 8 of hearts, 10 of diamonds. Wow. So that raise size didn't really mean a whole lot. All right, so he called under the gun 5.5 big blind RFI in small blind with queen of diamonds, queen of spades. He's out of position. Check. Bet 100% check. Yeah, even if we put up, that 33% range, even if we started with the range, that massive range that we had, I still don't have 7-2 in it. Just don't even know why he does that. Don't really know why he called. We're kind of putting this guy on, a lot of pocket pairs, because he's only playing 16-3. Not overly aggressive, so that's I kind of like how we scaled. Included queens and then said we've got some aces, some kings that you might not raise with, and same thing with ace king. The bet on the turn, yeah, probably very straightforward, very revealing. It's not going to be much semi bluffs with that. And then checking behind on the river or checking the river, typically indication that they're scared. Scared of the diamonds, scared of the straight that all made it there. If he bets, I'm not even sure if 7-2 calls. So, yeah, this guy's got just way too wide. Way too wide. What about the flop? Could he have c-bet that? Yeah, he could have. He's got middle pair. He's got backdoor club draw. He could easily have bet, and he would have actually, I think, saved money. Because pot's 12, he could bet 4 here. Could even bet 6, go up to half pot. Queens definitely calls. If queens comes over the top, you just fold. So you've got those hands, but I think he could have bet. You're betting and probably getting the under pairs to fold. You're getting like the lower pairs, 2s, 3s, 5s, 6s, probably. You're playing with that c bet is to continue c betting if your hand improves. So if this was like an 8 of clubs, yeah, I think you can continue betting, but it wasn't. So I think he just did a good job of checking behind. Yeah, and then in this spot as played where he checked, and then he called with a 7. I just don't like that. Yeah, you're missing, missing the c bet opens you up to being bluffed. But you don't really have much of a hand to call on. You're basically bluff catching with a pair. That's what you're really doing. You have no other draw except to hit your 2 pair or hit 3 of a kind. So I just don't really like how he played the hand. I'm gonna say nothing really wrong with queens. He could have easily 3-bet pre-flop, but again, with that large raise size, you kind of assume that he's got to hand something like that, which queens would put you right at the top. Queens put you right at the top. You raise, and then if he comes over the top again, makes a 4-bet, you could easily just get it all in, kind of being somewhat confident that you've got him. I think he's probably folding the 7-2, but it is what it is. So yeah, just don't really care for this guy's play. Queens, I probably just okay. And he won. He had the queens up against a player that is super wide. All right, so let's end here. Let's get this posted. If you enjoy this, you can look tomorrow. I should have another hand up.